Hey guys, it's John out here on the back deck on this snowy, wintry day out here. Sun's shining, but there's definitely snow everywhere. I wanted to hop on and talk about the idea of the masks that we wear. You know, oftentimes in our lives, we go through our life and we have different social circles or different work circles. And for each group, we put on a different mask. And those masks that we wear are basically the physical reality of our own fears. There are fears coming to life. In certain social circles, we won't argue or we won't fight back, or we will argue and we will fight back depending upon the persona, the mask that we put on for that group. At work, we put on a mask to be a good employee for our boss. We put on a mask to be a good coworker for the people we work with. And oftentimes those masks are more along the lines of many masks. It's like we're a chameleon. We put on a different mask for each circumstance. Well, those masks that we put on are the shading or blocking of certain parts of our authentic self. Those are the masks that we don't think will be acceptable by the other people that we're dealing with at the time. That's why we're wearing the mask. We're afraid they might not like us. We're afraid that we won't fit in. We're afraid that we won't get ahead. And those masks hide our authentic self. Most people, when they get home after a long day of work or a long day of out with friends or whatever, they come home and they walk through their door and they go, "Oh, so glad to be home." Well, that exhale is them releasing the mask and coming back to being their authentic self without a fear or anxiety about what anyone else thinks. You know, that idea that we are trying to get validation from or try to prove ourselves to be a good person or to try to be a good employee, those are all just the fear of not being loved in some form. And when we're trying through our entire life to be loved, then we're not realizing that we are love. We're love already. And in the physical world, when we put a mask on, we're actually limiting our own good experience of ourself. We're limiting our own ability to be relaxed and at ease at any given time. And I often talk about the release of fear by simply exhaling. Well, we do that naturally anyway. When we walk into the house after being with a group of people and we go, "Oh, it feels so good to be home," we're actually setting down a fear when we exhale like that. Sometimes it might even be the fear of driving, coming home and you're afraid of driving, so you're dropping that fear. So as you're driving, you're wearing the mask of fear, trying to be a good driver. And a lot of times trying to be a good driver is less about being a good driver and being worried about offending somebody else or being affected in a negative way by someone else. So that is also a mask. The masks that we wear keep us away from our authentic self. The interesting thing is your authentic self is found in a fearless present moment. And when you're truly laughing out loud without a care in the world, that is your authentic self. That is also your direct connection to God. And when you're in that direct connection to God and you're your authentic self, that is the thing that is being masked by all of the fears and anxieties that we've created within ourselves around certain circumstances. And the reality of it is if you want to live a joyful, easy life and have fun with life, you need to be as authentic as you possibly can and let the chips fall where they may. Because what will happen is you'll find a career that you love because you're being more authentic. You'll find social circles that will accept you and love you unconditionally because you're being you, and they love you for you, not for the mask that you wear. The idea of wearing the mask in itself is simply a fear. It's the fear of not being loved. And if we can break free of that cycle and lay down our masks, we can find a beautiful expression of life. Mother Teresa, when asked what she did every day, she said, "I go out in the world and I look into the face of Jesus in all of his distressing masks." In other words, she looks at in the face of us. She looks at everyone around her and she sees them in the mask that they're wearing and realizing that they're divine. Within themselves is divinity. And when we come to the place of laying our mask down and come back to the idea of truly believing in our own personal divinity, then what happens is we create a life that is loved and surrounded by love. And we don't have to worry about what people think of us because we know that we're loved and we love them no matter what. The way they love is not my concern. The way I love is. And that's where it really comes down to, is you have to recognize the fact that you are the one who is wearing the mask. You are the one who put the mask on, and you're the one who has to take the mask off. And that's really how this all works out, is everything comes back to you and your personal choice, your personal belief, and your personal journey. And when you take that personal belief and that personal journey and you bring it back to you without a mask, just free and clear, bare to the world, what you're going to find is the world is going to surprise you with beautiful, loving things that love you in return. And that's my thought on this. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.